What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2, the direct continuation of Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 1. Okay, let's waste no time. Let's get right into this. Overall, I think Season 2 is as good as the first season, though I think Season 2 has a lot more things that I just didn't really care for. And I'm going to illustrate my pros and my cons. So let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. Pros first. The cast in this movie, the cast in this season, I thoroughly enjoyed a lot. Ian Anthony Dale returns as Scorpion, and I thought he did a fantastic job as when he's Scorpion and no longer Hanzo Asashi. Eric Steinberg is in the show. He comes up and he plays Bihan Sub Zero, and I like the chemistry between Steinberg and Dale, especially when we get a flashback scene where in this continuity, Scorpion and Sub Zero were childhood friends. They had rival clans, but they were also friends, and I kind of like that little history that they give Scorpion and Sub Zero. Kind of makes it more personal when Quan Chi posing as Sub Zero kills the family. It adds a little extra layer of betrayal on Scorpion's part, and seeing Bihan, the original Sub Zero, and Hanzo have a friendship really will hit you, especially once Scorpion kills Bihan, ripping out his spine. It's good stuff. I like how it's handled. It's really, really good. I don't really care for how they handle Kuai Liang in this show, in this season. He comes across as just being very brash and very arrogant, and he's killed off screen. So I guess because he got killed off screen, there's always a chance to bring him back, for him to take revenge on Bihan. But who knows what's going to happen because season 3 was never released. But and with that being said, I don't really care for how they handle Kuai Liang. You could have done much more with Kuai Liang, with him getting past his arrogant nature and becoming what he is in the video games, which is overall a protege to Scorpion. But we didn't really get that. Instead, Kuai Liang's just a brash guy, and I just didn't care for it at all. Something I did like, Casper Van Dien is recast as Johnny Cage, and I think Van Dien did a much better job than Matt Mullins in playing Johnny Cage. I think Casper brings a much more weathered portrayal to Johnny Cage, yet he still thinks he's the hottest shit ever. And I think Casper has that perfect balance of weathered Johnny Cage, but also maintaining the coolness of a Johnny Cage and the arrogant cockiness as well. So Casper Van Dien as Johnny Cage, very, very good. My second favorite portrayal next to Lyndon Ashby. Uh, okay, we get Liu Kang and Kung Lao, and this is a give and take. I like Mark Dacascos as Kung Lao. He fits the role perfectly, and I like Brian T as Liu Kang. However, I am of two minds on how they handled Liu Kang in this season, and in this show particularly. Pretty much, Liu Kang, he's described as the champion of Mortal Kombat, having won a previous tournament 10 years before the start of the show. But then he retired and wanted to live a normal life. And when his fiance was killed, Liu Kang became this homicidal vigilante maniac. I'm of two minds about it. I mean, I like seeing a Liu Kang have more of a personal side and a reason. I just don't want to see him be this homicidal lunatic. It doesn't fit his character, doesn't fit who he is. Liu Kang can suffer a personal loss, but with the help, with guidance of Kung Lao, it can prevent him from going over the edge. But this show has Liu Kang go over the edge to the point where he's almost irredeemable. And he's even more irredeemable when he hooks up with Shang Tsung, who, by the way, is played by Cary Tagawa from the original Mortal Kombat movie. Kudos to the show for getting Tagawa to come back as Shang Tsung. That was fucking cool. But again, Liu Kang never had a chance to have a redemption arc in this particular show. Like, I understand if you want to tease maybe Liu Kang joining Shang Tsung, but they full out have Liu Kang and Shang Tsung become their version of a deadly alliance, and Liu Kang is pretty much 100% all evil with no signs of even remotely having a redemption quest. And I don't like that. That's not Liu Kang to me. Liu Kang, he is the champion of Mortal Kombat. You can tease him joining, but overall, with the help of his friends, they keep him balanced. This Liu Kang is too far gone to even consider saving at this point. The only way to save Liu Kang is to kill Liu Kang. I don't like the betrayal of Liu Kang in the show. It goes against his character. Hated it. Something I did enjoy though, Kenchi. Daniel Southworth plays Kenchi in this show, and I thought Southworth did a really great job playing Kenchi. He fit the role like a glove. And the show also brought in Ermac, and it tied the two stories of Kenchi and Ermac together since they have a history with one another. However, I don't like the portrayal of Ermac in this show whatsoever. Would it have killed you to make Ermac into a Reddit ninja? Did you have to make him look like fucking ridiculous? Ermac in this show looks like fucking garbage. They reference the fact that he works with Shao Kahn, but they don't reference the fact that he is composited of souls of dead warriors that was created by Shao Kahn himself. It, and Ermac to me can be a really, really interesting character because he's made up of so many dead warriors. The video games have teased that one of the souls that within Ermac is that of King Gerard, the former king of Edenia. It would have been cool if the show could have possibly may have teased something like that, or have made mention that Shao Kahn created Ermac. Instead, the show says that Ermac has an association with Shao Kahn, completely not even referencing the fact that Shao Kahn created the man, created the being. And overall, the look of Ermac is ridiculous. They made him look like a demon, like a spiritual demon, and I hate that. It looks like garbage. The fight scene between him and Kenchi is very entertaining, but Ermac looks like utter shit. Ermac from Mortal Kombat Annihilation has more credibility than this show's version of Ermac. It looks like garbage. Another thing I didn't like, we have Stryker in this show, but no Sonya Blade and no Jax. Where the hell are they? When they get to Shang Tsung's island, there's no Sonya, there's no Jax. We just see Stryker. You know, the first season pretty much set up that Stryker, Sonya Blade, and Jax are like their own little unit unto themselves in a way. Why is Stryker there alone? We couldn't have had Sonya and Jax come. I mean, why? And no, it's not. I mean, Jax and Sonya are more interesting compared to Stryker. Stryker is just there. Another thing that I didn't care for is Melina and Katana. I have said in my review of the first season that I didn't like the fact that they kind of rushed Katana, and in this thing, they continued that whole rush by having her and Melina duke it out and Katana killing Melina. Where do you go with her character from there? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Another thing I didn't care for, going back to Kung Lao and Liu Kang. Now, this entire show was building up to this big moment between Kung Lao and Liu Kang. They have the big fight. And before they even touch, the season ends. I hate that. I really, really don't like that. The season finale of Mortal Kombat Legacy should have been a full-fledged fight between Kung Lao and Liu Kang, with the ending leaving us to know who won the fight. No, it should have ended on a cliffhanger instead of teasing a fight that now we don't know what happens. I hate that shit. Kung Lao and Liu Kang should have had their fight at the end of the season, because you were building up to that moment and you just killed it before it even has a chance to get started. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So, yeah, those are pretty much all my thoughts in terms of story-wise and what they do with the characters. Production value, the show is shot really good. You know, for a YouTube show, it has a big budget. It has a budget to it. You got some good cinematography and a couple of landscape shots. And the fights are all really well choreographed. To me, the best fights are Kenchi and Ermac and Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Those are the best fights in the entire season. Everything else, just well done. But from story-wise and character and what you do with the characters, come on, man. You could have done so much better than this. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give Mortal Kombat Legacy a solid 8 out of 10. There is a lot to like about it, but I like it on par with that first season, because this thing has its own has problems all unto itself, yet it's still very enjoyable. Alright, so those are my thoughts on Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.